Are you like a crazy person?
I'm quite sure they will say so.
Now, hats, coats, galoshes over here. But hurry, please. We have so much time and so little to see. Wait a minute. Strike that. Reverse it.
We're not like you. We're grown-ups.
I don't know what we're yelling about!
I've not come for what you hoped to do. I've come for what you did.
This week, we will touch upon one of the essential Montessori principles, and one that is often difficult for parents to incorporate properly into the home: praise. There is an abundance of research on the topic, ranging from the negative effects of praise on children and performance to the positive replacement phrases for the traditional good job. As Montessori guides, we are trained to foster and support the independence of the child, and this includes nourishing their intrinsic motivation. Yes, there seems to be an inherent contradiction, but as much as we water and locate for sunlight, the plant still grows itself. Our job encourages us to become unnecessary. In The Absorbent Mind, Dr. Montessori wrote that the greatest sign of success for a teacher is to be able to say, "The children are now working as if I did not exist." This is not an achievable goal if the children create a dependency upon us for reinforcement. As we examine the correlation between praise and performance and praise and personality, we will also uncover insight and strategies into providing our children with that which they seek while weaning them off us being the sole providers. Where early instinct finds us throwing good jobs at infants and toddlers as frequently as they are throwing things on the floor, or tantrums, or throwing themselves on the floor in tantrums, it often becomes a token which triggers an additional response from them. At even this early stage, they begin to accomplish in order to receive that positive, loving feedback. However, it would be silly to expect even the coldest of humans to not show excitement and share excitement with a toddler in its achievements, at least the first time. An infrequent external praise is not going to destroy the motivation of a child for the rest of his or her life. Fast forward a few years and consider the 6 to 9-year-old. Coming out of the plane of development where they were naturally focused on their own growth and their own world, they enter a plane where they recognize the bigger world and begin to explore their place in it. These children are constantly gauging external inputs on their behaviors and performances. A 6 to 9-year-old, receiving similar praise of an infant or toddler, has two extremes towards which they may gravitate: numbness or addiction. External praise may be interpreted as meaningless if it happens too frequently, or if it happens in a way that insults the senses of the child. Telling a child how good a picture they drew is, when the child knows it is not their best, can create a lot of dissonance within the child. Equally, like the infant, a 6 to 9-year-old may begin to crave simply the positive reinforcement. Receiving all that praise, this child may begin avoiding tasks through which they do not believe they will be able to receive any of that reward. There are endless combinations in between. The scale of the amount of praise and the effect on the child will differ with every individual. One thing that has not been proven to be damaging to a developing child is giving feedback for things like effort, focus, and character. Here is the marked difference between reward and recognition. Children seek our input. From the time they enter that second plane, they are looking to the adults in their lives for guidance, whether direct or indirect. We cannot stop this, nor should we want to. This is where we can prepare our children for success, ironically with our management of managing their success. Our children crave recognition. Recognition is feedback. Recognition is objective. Recognition can come in the form of give a little, take a little. Recognition can be questions. Recognition nourishes intrinsic motivation. Reward is where things can get dangerous. Reward is often what we unintentionally give. Reward is praise. Reward is subjective. Reward strips the activity of being a reward itself. Reward can paralyze future attempts. Reward can damage intrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is what we aspire to inspire within our children. Self-driven, self-motivating, self-aware, and self-critical. We want the reward to be the effort, to be the risk taken, to be the character revealed. We want the enjoyment to be the activity, and the pride to be the outcome because it was controlled, not because someone told them they should be proud. This came to mind this week when I realized something. In my avoidance of giving reward, I have often neglected the children of recognition. No, not completely, but in a clear and direct way that I can be sure they understood. The virtual learning platform allows me to see what I am communicating with the students. Because I do not have such constant contact and cannot give a smile or a nod that translates recognition on a regular basis, I have been supplementing with small notes, still about effort or focus or pride that is apparent in the work that is done. The response from the children suggested they have been starving for such recognition. It has not been a momentary excited reception, but a reinvigorated effort toward every assignment following. It has reminded me how important that recognition part of the equation is. The rush that it gave me as a teacher to see how my few pointed words sparked such increased performance also reminded me of the other side of the coin. This could also be the rush received when you see the joy and pride in your child's face when you praise them. It can be innocent enough. It can be harmless. It can be helpful. Finding that line between recognition and reward is our profession. We are professionals, but you should definitely try this at home.